Welcome to Judge Echo, where we uncover the most shocking legal battles currently sweeping the USA. Subscribe Judge Echo for daily courtroom update.
McNally. This is file number 25R513926A. So, we have something about probation violations. Good morning to you, sir. Like this, look at some of the stamps that I have, and then I go to probation. And I just put it right here. I look at the date it was issued, so it was issued on March the 4th, 26. And I see this. So, sir, I'm going to go ahead and arraign you on this charge. You have a charge that alleges that you failed to pay your fines and costs as ordered, balance owing $825. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Count 2, that you failed to refrain from violating a law, being convicted of disturbed the peace through this court with the offense date of December 12th of 25. And the conviction having entered on March the 3rd of 26. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, that would be deemed a non-technical violation. The violation of law would be. So you could get 90 days on that case. I'm just telling you. Violation of the law of the state. So now, you know how, okay. So you could get 5 days if there is a failure to pay fines and cost conviction, because that's a technical. You've not had any prior violations. You could get 90 days if you plead guilty to the fact that you were convicted of a crime arising out of an incident that occurred on December 12th of 25 while you were on probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
I did, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we are not going to have a hearing of any kind. Do you understand that?
I understand, Your Honor.
You have the right to a lawyer. I'll be happy to provide you with one at public expense. Would you like an attorney?
No, Your Honor.
So you're going to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Can you call in, Beth, please, Sadie? To the charge that you failed to pay your fines and costs of $860 or $825, how do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Did you fail to pay your fines and costs as ordered?
I was paying them, Your Honor, on a timely basis, and then a few months back, I had some emergencies come up.
We'll talk about that, but you didn't pay them as ordered, right?
Yes.
I'm correct?
I was starting to pay, and then I failed to make my payments.
Okay. As to count 2, that you failed to refrain from violating a law, being convicted of disturbed the peace on March 3 of 26, how do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Were you convicted of disturbing the peace on March the 3rd of 26?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
And that arose out of an incident that occurred on December 12th of 25, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were on probation on December 12th of 25, is that right?
Yes, I was.
Because I placed you on probation back in August.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
Okay.
And you understand, again, by pleading guilty here, that would be deemed a violation of this probation, because you violated the law. And again, your probation could be revoked. And you could get 93 days, actually, not 90. This was an impaired charge. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to accept your guilty plea to that charge. Can you please pull up his register from that case? Good morning, Ms. Wiles. Your name?
Elizabeth Foster, Your Honor.
Morning, Madeline. Good morning. This is Judge Johnson. She's the new judge in Taylor.
Yes, I'm.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probation home.
She's going to be a superstar. I'll be calling her up and asking her questions in about 2 weeks. Okay, what do we have here? Can I see that sentencing, please? I'm sorry. I want the one disturb the peace one. That's the drunk driving, right?
I'm not sure if Mr. Hamadi's been down sentenced by Judge Hessen.
That you're in front of Judge Hessen on that.
Yes, Your Honor, I was gonna go down there after we met here.
Do you have the screening report or anything?
I-
Did you order a PSI or a screening on that?
You ordered us a screening assessment on Judge Hessen's.
I want to see the police report on the disturb the peace conviction.
Yep, I have that, but it would be attached to the blueback in her courtroom right now, Judge. I can go grab that.
No,
Here, I have it pulled up. Which part do you wanna see?
I actually, that was an assault and battery that was reduced to disorderly. I think I would like to see
I
that.
was gonna say, I can give you the brief,
Sure.
like circumstances.
Go ahead.
Mr. Hamadi, and his girlfriend had visited a gas station. The gas station attendant, insulted his girlfriend. It was Christmas time. She had a shirt on that said ho, ho, ho on it. He alluded to her being, unfortunately, Your Honor, excuse me, being a hoe. And the next day, Mr. Hamadi was still a little hot under the collar. And he went in, he ordered coffee at the gas station. He confronted the gas station attendant, and I think when he did get the response he wanted, he threw the hot coffee on the gas station attendant.
Oh,
Mr. Hamadi's welcome to correct me in any aspect, but that is the gist of it.
What happened, Your Honor, I never threw the coffee on them. I had them in my hands. They were thermoses with the lids on tight. I did react. I kind of, I don't know what happened, Your Honor. I saw red and I shoved my coffees. They hit him and fell on the floor, but he did get splashed with coffee. That's what happened. I lost my cool and
were you drinking?
no, I was just, he was talking, kind of smack back to me and I didn't want to put my hands on him and I don't know what happened. My arms kind of jerked and I shoved the coffee at him and they hit him and they fell on the floor. And I was really unhappy with the way I handled it and,
Why'd you even go back up there the next day?
that gas station, Your Honor, was our morning routine. Literally, I'm friends with the manager there. I bring my dog there. We get our coffee every morning there. It's kind of like our home away from home. I intended to go in there and just confront the guy and say, hey, that wasn't cool. What happened, what you said to my girlfriend. It didn't happen that way.
You weren't there the night before, were you?
No, she went in. I did not. She just told me about it when she came out and then I handled it the wrong way without.
Let me see the screening report on my case. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have gone in and
I
confronted.
should not have. Was my question.
Were there any injuries or anything? Ooh,
No, Your Honor.
you don't have the best record.
Your Honor, I don't know if you remember, I do want to make sure, Mr. Hamadi, there is an extra drinking and driving on there. I don't know if you remember, he was here with his attorney. We ended up having to contact Arizona as well as Florida. So that screening assessment was corrected on the record because this was the one that on the police report it said default and it was not a conviction.
So you had one prior drunk driving in 12, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then, but you still had some other cases here. I mean, what do you think?
I will give Mr. Hamadi a lot of credit. He called me immediately after the incident occurred to let me know that he most likely would have charges coming. Chief at the time over in Rockwood did communicate with me, sent me over a copy of the police report, and it flowed in the exact same fashion that Mr. Hamadi and myself kind of represented as far as what was in the police report. I think Mr. Hamadi is hot-tempered, but I don't think it played a role with any type of, like you had asked about him drinking. There was no indication that this was provoked by any alcohol or drug use.
Where do you work at again, sir?
I actually just got a job. I work for the Metro Parks. contracted to the Metro Parks. Longer. So I can definitely catch up on my fines. I can make a payment this Friday.
Do you live in Rockwood still?
I do, Your Honor. I just sold my house. I'm set to close on my house the first week of April.
And then
So
where?
Everything's been.
And then where? Then where are you gonna go?
I'm actually gonna buy a trailer and,
Where?
here. Somewhere. I don't exactly know yet.
Anything else, Ms. Wiles?
I will say he is compliant with all the other aspects, Judge. He has all his programs completed with the exception of treatment, which he is continuing in. I've updated report from March. He's testing under orange monthly at DNA. It is negative. He was out of town and approved for a little while. His daughter was very ill. So he did have a small hiatus, but he kept in great communication, Your Honor. He is very compliant with other aspects.
He's scheduled to come off probation. It would be in February the 7th of 27, right?
That is what I have, Judge.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor. Just that, I'm sorry that this happened and I definitely feel like some.
Well, at least you're respectful. I'm not impressed with your record. Some of it dates back a long time. And at least you're acknowledging you did something wrong. That means a lot to me. You're gonna pay costs of $50. I'm gonna order 2 days on the court work program, and you're gonna pay $35 a day for that, for a total of 70, for a total of 120. I'm gonna let you pay your fines and costs at the rate of 50 per week, beginning April 10th. I want you to remember what I said to you. If you don't have the money, it's not the end of the world, but you gotta communicate with us, okay?
Yes,
You
sir.
gotta come and talk to me, or you can call in, go on Zoom. I'll be glad to give you an extension. I don't care how many times we have to do that, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so she'll set you up. I wish you well. Hey, listen, no more contact with courts, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Do I have anything else down there, guys?
No, we just wait on 9:30s.